missing someone without you.
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is the third video in the series talking all about the application and interview process for the cultural exchange programme in the UK. If you haven't watched last week's video, then make sure to go and give it a watch. It's going to give you all the information about how to get to this stage that we're talking about today. And if you are watching this video and you have just got through to the final interviews, congratulations. This is probably the hardest stage to get to. So now that you're through, there is such a high percentage chance that you are actually going to be on the programme. So obviously don't get too excited just yet, but you are nearly there. I think when we spoke about it in our group chat, it was about an 80% chance of going through to the actual programme. So there is such a high chance that you will actually be going on the programme now. Once you've got that email from Yummy Jobs confirming that you've got through to the final interview, you're going to get another email from Disney International Recruitment, and it's going to be them inviting you to apply for their J1 summer programme, I think it's called. So you're going to click the link that they send you, and it's going to basically be the same as the Yummy Jobs application. So what I did was I got my Yummy Jobs on one half of my screen and the Disney one on the other half of the screen, and I just copy and pasted it across because it just made it really, really easy, and Yummy Jobs have already checked that application. About a week after you've submitted your application to Disney, they send you a couple of emails through of things that you need to do before you actually go to your final interview. The first is going to be the role checklist. The role checklist is basically what you hear the Disney College programme people talking about. They just give you a list of all the roles and you've got to rank them high interest, moderate interest, low interest, or no interest at all. I actually think it's quite important to show exactly what you're interested in. So I actually put no interest for food and beverage because I have a peanut allergy and I didn't want to be considered for a role where I wouldn't feel 100% safe. So I put no interest for it, and I know a few people that put no interest for lifeguarding because they weren't strong swimmers, and that's true. Like, if you definitely feel that you're not going to be comfortable in that role and you don't want to be considered whatsoever, you need to put no interest, because even if you put low interest in a role, you are going to still be considered for it. For the rest of the roles, I only put low interest in lifeguarding, and let me have a little look. What else did I put? I put the majority in moderate interest, and then my high interests were literally just my top 3 roles, which was attractions, merchandise, and recreational attractions. Once you've submitted your role checklist, you're going to get a second email inviting you to schedule your final interview. So the dates for the 2019 interviews were the 6th of November, and then the following week, the 12th to the 15th of November. I could only do the 6th. And I was slightly worried that all the available slots would be taken and I wouldn't be able to attend the final interview. But I was completely overthinking it. When we actually went to schedule, there were so many time slots. And I think there are about 10 places for each time slot. So really, really do not worry about this. I was really easily able to book a time slot on the 6th. And I booked it for 3 till 4 o'clock, which gave me plenty of time to travel up to London on the day. And once you've booked your time slot, you are going to get a third email, and this is from Disney Docs, which is Disney's onboarding centre, I believe. And you have to register for Docs, and then it will ask you to upload certain things before you get to your final interview. The things you had to upload was a scan of your passport, your current address, your emergency contact details, and the location that you would be attending your visa appointment. The last thing you had to upload was a proof of student status form, and that was in Disney Docs for you to download, a blank one. And Yummy Jobs actually do send you an email not long after this explaining exactly how to fill in this form, because it is a little bit complicated, especially if you're graduating before you actually get onto the programme. It definitely looks more complicated than it actually is, so don't worry. I just went to my faculty office at my university to get them to sign it out and stamp it and date it all correctly. And Do not worry too much about this form because Yummy Jobs will check it and tell you if you've got it wrong before you have to send it to Disney. When it comes to your actual interview day, it's going to take place in Disney headquarters in Hammersmith, London. So we were told as well that we had to dress business formal for this interview. So I wore a black tunic dress, that's something that I would wear to an office. I wore a black blazer with it, black tights and black pump shoes. I had my hair exactly the same as this today and my makeup exactly the same as this today, so just really simple and basic. We were told to bring our filled out proof of student status form, our passport and a form of proof of address. So we were told we could either bring our driving licence or like a bank statement or utility bill with us. On the actual day of the interview, I travelled up in the morning by train. It was quite stressful, I am not gonna lie. I was travelling up into Paddington, but the train from Exeter going up to Waterloo was cancelled. Mine was delayed. It was an all-round bit of a panic. Once I actually got to London, I had to find my way to Hammersmith. And I got completely lost in Paddington Station. I got myself all the way down into the underground. I've taken the underground from Paddington many a time, and then I found out that the Hammersmith line does not go from the normal underground station. So I had to come out, walk all the way across the station and try and find the Hammersmith line. I finally found it. I was frantically messaging the group chat like, I cannot find this underground. I managed to find it, I got on it, and although I was about an hour later than I should have been, I'd left plenty of time, so I was all okay, but honestly, it's just not the kind of stress you need before an interview, really. We had decided in our time slot group chat that we were going to meet up in the Costa once you come out of the underground station. So once you come out of the underground station, there's basically like a little shopping centre. So in that is a Costa. We decided to go over to the offices about 20 minutes before our interview time slot. So I think it was around 2:40 we decided, okay, we're going to make our way over to the offices now. And it is slightly difficult to find. So we used the trusty Adam Hatton's vlog that he did way back when he did his cultural representative programme interview. And we followed that all the way along. So I will insert that now if I can, showing you exactly the route that we took and how to find the correct entrance, because there are actually two entrances and you want to make sure that you are going through the right one. Once you're inside, you're going to check in, they check that you're there, and then they give you a lanyard with your name badge. Now, my name badge is gone because we weren't allowed to take them with us, but we were allowed to keep our lanyards. And then we were taken upstairs where members of the Yummy Jobs team were there to check all of our documents. So this is where they checked that we had all of our documents with us. They checked our student status form and told us if we needed to change it at all or if we were okay to upload it onto the doc system. And then they also measured us if we wanted to be considered for a character performer. And then in small groups, we were taken all the way through the offices over to the interview room. The interviewers on the days that I was there was Sue, and I believe the other lady's name was Janet, and they are like kind of international recruiting for the UK, Europe, and I believe parts of Africa as well. I was actually the last person in my group to go in. I think because my name's Stevens, I was like the end of the alphabet maybe, but yeah, I was the last person to go in and my nerves had been building so much. But I had Sue for my interview and she was so friendly and warm and really, really smiley. And as soon as I got in, she just wanted to know how my morning had been and had I found the offices okay. And that really did help me kind of relax into that, okay, the interview's starting, like it's okay. And she was just so welcoming. I will say though that as I answered my questions, she was really hard to read because she basically just smiled at me the whole way through, which was so nice. But I was like, I wanted to say like, Sue, how am I doing? And obviously you can't do that in an interview. But yeah, she just stayed really smiley and really like nice and friendly the whole way through. And as loads of people say, it's just like a little conversation between two friends. And it did feel like that, but I was a little bit more on edge. So I feel like I was making the experience less pleasant for myself. The first question was, why did I want to do the programme, and I basically just said exactly what I'd said in my online application and in my pre-screen interview, just that I wanted to experience the culture side. I brought up my time in Madrid again, and I also spoke about the business side of it and the skills that I want to learn from Disney. She was actually really interested in my time in Madrid, and she asked me a little bit about it, about why I'd gone there, what I'd done whilst I was there, and how I found the whole experience. And that was really nice because it didn't really feel like part of the interview. It just felt like she just wanted to get to know me a bit better, which it was so lovely. She then asked me what my top 3 roles were and why. I said that my top role was attractions. The same as the pre-screen interviews, I said that attractions are my favourite part of Disney World, that I believe that the cast members really immerse you in the attractions by their putting on a performance and all that kind of thing. I also said merchandise because I have previous experience in merchandise, and also because Disney merchandise is just next level, isn't it? I mean, the amount of stores they have. I said how they're all themed, and I love that, and how people can bring souvenirs, and it's just such a memory for people to take home with them after their vacation. And my third role choice was also recreational attractions, and I said how I love the fact that it wasn't necessarily going to be in one of the main parks, and that I would also quite enjoy to work in a resort or one of the outdoor locations, or even in one of the water parks. She then asked me what work experience I have that can help me with those roles, and I brought up that I've had high pressure jobs before, and so that kind of resilience will help me in emergency situations. I said I haven't had to deal with like health emergencies before, but that the kind of resilience I have in high pressure situations should help me to stay calm. And I also said that I have shop experience, of course. And I also said that I have a lot of customer experience, so dealing with customers and clients, and just that I'm really good at talking to people with that. And my next question was my top 3 strengths, and this question really threw me off. I hadn't seen many people talk about it in the YouTube videos about final interviews, and I was stressing about it. I kind of had a miniature mind blank, and I think, what did I actually say now? I think I've blocked it out because I was just so nervous about the situation. I think I said that I've got really good communicational skills, that I am, what else did I say? Really resilient under pressure. And I also think I said something about me being really enthusiastic about things, and that I would try and keep the role like fresh and new and help new guests feel like I was just really involved in my role. But honestly, I'm really not sure how that question went. And then I was given 2 scenario questions, and I don't know if this was kind of like a premonition for the role that she was considering me for, because I did get the attractions role, and both of my scenarios were attractions-based scenarios. So my first scenario was a family gets to the front of a line and the attraction breaks down, and how do you deal with it? I think I just said that I would really apologise for the ride breakdown, and that I would give some sort of storyline reason for why it had broken down. So I said that I would make sure that the ride was included. So if it was Mickey's PhilharMagic, I would say Donald's been playing with the movie projector again. And then I also said that I would recommend other attractions in the same park that were similar and that the family might enjoy to go on. I also said that if they were really frustrated or a bit upset, that I might offer them a fast pass for another attraction. And my next scenario was, how would I deal with an emergency evacuation on an attraction? I wasn't really sure about this one because I've never had to do an emergency evacuation, so I just kind of stayed logical about it. And I have seen this question come up on Disney College Programme phone interviews, so I think I answered that I would stay calm, because if you panic, it just makes everyone else panic and the situation becomes more difficult. So I said that I would stay calm, that I would think of everything logically and make sure that everyone was safe, and I said that the guests' safety would be my priority. My next question was, can I handle the Florida heat? I just said that I've been on holiday there in the middle of summer and I've been okay in the past, and if I wasn't okay, I would just make sure that I was staying hydrated and seeking shade where I could within my role. I was then asked if I have any tattoos and piercings. I have no tattoos and my only piercings are ear piercings, and I said that I am happy to not wear any if I don't need to, because I don't wear them a lot anyway. And then my last question was, did I have any questions for her? I had thought about this beforehand, and I think it's a really good idea to ask a question because it shows that you're just super enthusiastic about this and you're showing an interest in the other person. So I asked her what would be her top tips to get the most out of the programme. And she actually gave a really good answer. She said that a lot of UK participants or just any international participants will try and stay with the people from their same country. So she said to try and talk to like random people on the bus, or really involve myself with my roommates if they're not from the UK, and really involve myself with my work colleagues. And yeah, she was just really, really nice, and she thanked me for coming and told me that we would hear by the 6th of December. So before I left, I took as many pictures as I could within the offices, and the normal like crystal Mickey was behind chairs, so I don't actually think I got a picture with him myself, but I took a really small selfie and a picture of him anyway. And the offices, they really are incredible. It was an amazing day out just to see that, really. So as we've been told that we would hear the latest by the 6th of December, of course, we were all refreshing our emails every second of every day for the following couple of weeks. And then on the Monday, which was the 25th of November, emails started coming out about 5:30. If you've watched my DCP tag, you would have seen me tell this story already. But at around 5 o'clock, I was getting off my bus and ready to get into my car. And I had refreshed the emails and there was nothing there. I just thought that 5 o'clock, if they're not out by then they probably won't be coming out that day. And so I drove home. And my car journey is just over an hour from the car park that I park in. And when I actually parked up, I checked my phone and I had about 150 messages from my group chat. And it was just that instant like, oh my goodness, the emails must have come out because there wouldn't be that many messages otherwise. I got in the house and my dad was there, and I just said, you know, the emails have started to come out. I'm going to go up into my room and check them on my own. Don't come up and ask me how it goes. I will come down and tell you in a little bit. If it's good news, you'll probably know straight away. And if it's bad news, we're not talking about it for the rest of the night, basically. So I ran upstairs and I opened up the emails on my laptop. And I actually started recording. And if I've still got the footage, I will insert it here maybe. I've just got home, like literally this second. It is 6 o'clock and about half an hour ago it looks like emails started coming out, but I was actually driving home from uni, so I'm gonna check now. Here we go. I am absolutely pooing myself. I have a feeling it's going to be a rejection, but we'll just check anyway. I'm checking my Google Mail now. No email yet. So it looks like we're just waiting. Okay guys, so literally, as I stopped recording, I got a congratulations email. I have been accepted into the Disney Cultural Exchange Programme.
Have you seen the job?
Oh my god! Oh, where? Attractions?
Yeah.
No, where?
Yeah, attractions.
Attractions!
I got my top role.
Yay!
Once you'd got your email giving you the offer, then you had to accept your offer within 14 days of receiving it. And to accept your offer, you had to register with dorms, and you had to pay your programme participation fee to fully accept your offer. The participation fee for this cycle was $390, which is £303, that's how much it was when I paid for it. And that is it. That is how I found out how my interview went, and basically the majority of everything that's happened up to now, apart from sorting out all my little bits. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you very soon with another video, and if there's anything else that you want to ask me or anything else that you want to know about, then leave a comment down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you really soon. Bye.
Missing someone.